everyone, and welcome to the Fans POV at LICon 2014. It's inaugural weekend. I'm your host, Chrissy Lawler, and with me is an old face, Nikki.
Hello, everyone.
Well, it's nice to have you back, Nikki. It's been a while.
Yes, it's nice to be back.
Well, this weekend we went to LICon, which is kind of like the baby for Icon, held this weekend in Rockville Center, New York, like not even a stone's throw from my place, so that was fun. It was pretty much done by the same group that holds Icon, but just a lot smaller. What were your expectations, actually, for this weekend?
You know, I didn't have huge expectations. I knew it was going to be smaller, and I knew that it was mainly a convention to try to raise money for Icon kind of thing. So I was just expecting something small and quaint, and it was even better than I expected. You got chances to talk to everybody and hang out, and there was nice dealers in the dealer's room and great panels. So overall, it was a good day.
Yeah, I didn't expect a lot, being that it was because I know the venue, being that it's right next door to my home. It's a small venue, so I knew it wasn't going to be huge. But for what little space they had, they really did. They did the best job they could, and they did a good job. I do know that they had a great attendance, and what few dealers that they had and artists, which I do like the fact that they mixed the artists and the dealers in the same room.
Yes, that was nice.
It was a little bit of everything, so you got a little taste. It's not like they overpowered with just anime or gaming or just sci-fi. It was a little bit of everything.
Yep. It was anyone who went to the con, there was something for them there. Whether they wanted to read, if they liked anime, if they liked sparkly, shiny things, if they wanted maybe an action figure or something. There was pretty much something from every kind of venue, which was really nice.
Yeah, the gamers room was actually a nice sized gaming room.
Yes.
I think most of the weekend it was not max full, but it had a decent number of people. They had playing even just the regular board games. I saw a couple of people just playing regular cards in there. It just seemed really chill to me.
Yes, I didn't get a chance to go in to actually play games, but I popped my head in a couple of times, and everyone always looked like they're having a good time. It was, like you said, pretty packed most of the time. Not full capacity, but a lot of people were in there. And I liked that it was board games because it's more interactive, so you got to actually talk to the people that you were playing with, which was really nice.
Yeah, because a lot of times nowadays, gaming rooms are not just going to have like the classic D&D and any of the role-playing games, but they usually also have video games. And sometimes video games do take away from the socialization. And with this, there definitely was a lot of socializing. They didn't have a lot of panels, but you know what? They only had really 3 rooms to work with for the panels, but they filled it with what they could, and there was a good general, almost like the deals room. There was a little bit of everything for everybody.
Yes, there were a lot of panels that was like, there was a lot of people at like specific panels, like the cosplay contest was packed. The lightsaber battling was as filled as they could make it, and then there were like smaller panels, like Pirates versus Ninjas, and I know there was a carnivorous plants panel, so something for every single person. And it seemed like every panel seemed to have people who wanted to go. It wasn't like they had any like dead panels that no one went to, which was nice.
Yeah, there was definitely, even if there was only like 5 or 6 people in the panel, they were engrossed in it, and it still kept the panel going for the duration of its time frame. So it's, in a way, it really was a tiny Icon. It was definitely a good feel. The staff was great because I recognized quite a few faces they're Icon. Like I said, this is done by Icon, the Icon group. So it's recognizable faces that you know you're going to see, and this was their baby. So they wanted to make sure it came out good, and I think it was well done.
I agree. fantastic job, and definitely, if it happens again, I will be there.
All right. What was your high point of the weekend?
My high point of the weekend was probably the fact that it was so small and you could interact with people. I made new friends at the con, which was really great. And, you know, I feel like a lot of times at cons, it's harder to make friends because, like, you see them once, you talk a little bit, and that's really it. At this con, you would see somebody, talk to them a little bit, go away, maybe later, see them again, talk more. And throughout the entire weekend, you're making friends, which was really fantastic. Definitely the highest point of the weekend for me.
I have to agree. That was a good point. At one point, I even said, usually at a con, you have to chase cosplayers down to get their pictures and all that. At one point, I did say, I should go get, you know what? We're going to run into them later. I'll wait. It's not like I'm going to, hunt them down like, no, you can't eat. I need your picture. So it's quite enough that you knew you were going to see people again. I like the fact that I think my high point was definitely with the Jedi, because most cons nowadays, I think I forget I said it to you or Tara, I've kind of gone on the calm down really much with my Star Wars love, even though it was my first love, and with the Jedi fighting group that was there. I actually got to sit there and go, I love this stuff. I get to see this again. So it really was enjoyable. I love to see that. Did you have a low point for the weekend?
Low point for the weekend. You know what? Come back to me. You give me your low point for it first.
I really don't have a low point, except the fact that I think it's the fact that we've been doing so many huge cons. This was kind of thrown out of our comfort zone for a minute because we're so used to the chaotic, I've got to run here, I've got to run there, I've got to go do this, I've got to go to this panel, I got to make sure I get this from the dealer's room before it closes. So there was actually, at a couple of points during the weekend, I had plenty of time to kill, and I'm like, I don't know what to do. All right, I'm just going to hang here and hang out with one of my friends who was running a booth. I'm like, I think that was the only low point, but that was just because I'm not used to a small, low-key, calm con anymore.
Yes. That's probably the only thing I could think of, too, because it's not like there were really any long lines. I mean, there were a couple lines, like for the cosplay contest, there was a line to get in, or, again, for the lightsaber battle. Registration, the lines weren't bad. Which is usually, a lot of times, that's the low point at cons, is like, the lines are terrible. But because it was so small, it was fine. Probably the only thing I might say is maybe, like, because it was so small and the con did have a good amount of people, maybe try to get, like, a couple more rooms if can. But if not, it is what it is.
It was a little bit crowded, but I don't think they expected that kind of turnout because it was packed. Like, I'm not 100% sure. I would have to get back with information, but I think they pretty much did reach max capacity. So
both days.
So I don't think they expected that big of a turnout when they got the place. So they figured, I think we could fill this. We max filled this. Okay. So in a degree, I think it's a good thing, though.
Yes, definitely a good thing. And, even though it was a little crowded at times, it wasn't terrible. It's not like you couldn't get through. I've been to cons where it's like, oh gosh, I need to get over there, but there's a mob of people here and no one's moving. Everyone was accommodating, they let you through, and the crowds never lasted that long. No. It was like a little crowd here for a little bit, and then 5 minutes later it's gone. It's somewhere else.
If that long.
Yes.
Well, sorry guys, but this is going to be a short show. So, Nikki, scale of 1 to 10, 1 being, it was so horrible, and 10 being, wow, this is awesome.
I'm going to give it probably like an 8. It was great to socialize with everyone. The only thing, like I said, that really wasn't that great was it was a little crowded, but not too bad. And like you said, there was downtime, which I'm not used to at a con. You're used to running around. So an 8, definitely.
Yeah, I think I have to agree, an 8. I can't give it a 10 because, you know what, it's its first year. There's going to always be room for little things that aren't quite right, and it needs room for improvement. Mm-hmm. And an 8 I think is good because it was good for what it was, the first of its kind. It does need a little work. It needs a little bit of a bigger venue, especially since people were so excited for it, and obviously they can get a bigger venue because they know they're going to get the people for it.
Yes.
So I think an 8 is good. So I think the average is an 8. I think that math's right. I'm not 100% sure on the math. Yeah. I think.
8.
Okay. Yeah. 8. Okay. But like you said it earlier, you can come back next year if they do it again.
Oh, absolutely. I will be there if they do it again. Definitely.
Yeah, it was definitely a lot of fun, especially since it was so close to home for me. And you said it wasn't a bad drive either.
No, I had about a 45-minute drive, and it wasn't that bad. Stuck on music, drove. Next thing you know, I was here.
Yeah, it's not like it's another state.
No.
So there you go, LICon. You did a good job. Can't wait till next year.
Can't wait.
Next time you want to keep following us and get more info, whether it be LICon or any of our other cons that we go to, fanspov.com. We're on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Vine. We're on all the social medias, I think, almost all of them. Tumblr, just the Fans POV. That'll be us. And the next time you see the Fans POV will be April 25th to the 27th at ZenkaiCon. You'll see Ernie there. And also, we will be at Sakura Matsuri in Brooklyn, New York. We'll be there filming some stuff, but we're not going to do a big hoo-ha like we always do. So we will see you guys later.
Bye.